What's up, guys? Shiningbind here with another episode of Shiningbind Band Talk. So this week's episode is this awesome band that was endorsed by Nikki Sixx himself, as I have discovered him in the story. Meet Froggy. What's up, you guys?
Not much. How are you?
I'm doing good. And so, like, tell us a little about yourselves. Like where are you guys from and whatnot?
We're from the Philly suburbs. We started a little more than a year ago. I pretty much how that happened. I was like, who wants to start a punk band with me? And these two lovely ladies were the only ones that asked us responded.
There you go.
And we started with talking a little, doing a few things, and then FaceTiming, showing little parts that we wrote, and a year and a little more later, here we are.
That's really awesome. I mean, I'm glad you guys reached out for each other. Is that how you guys met? Or like, did you guys know each other beforehand? And
so what happened, I knew Fiona, I knew Brooke, but they didn't know each other. And I knew her from my music school and I knew her from regular school. So I kind of put them in a group chat together. They didn't know each other too much.
Yeah.
And as we started to do more stuff, we all became best friends.
Yeah, we became friends pretty fast. It was pretty easy.
It was natural.
Yeah,
which is the best type of friendship, honestly.
That's good. That's really good to hear. And like, how's it been with like COVID? I know when COVID was happening, there was like a lot of like shows canceling and whatnot, but I heard things are starting to open back out. How's that been with the experience with you guys?
Well, the beginning, like during lockdown when we formed, of course, like we didn't have any shows, obviously, but that was good because it gave us time to sit down and write.
Yeah,
which is, especially with like playing gigs now, it is so hard to sit down and write, and especially being a new band, that was perfect for us. And I'd say about we had our first gig, was it
last
it was October. It was
October.
It was Elephant Fest.
Oh right, yeah.
We played like this private but socially distanced show outside. Everyone wore masks, everyone was social distance outside, and then we were up there, and that was October when we started playing gigs. And then we played like a few more socially distanced shows, and then it got too cold, and now we're back. We play a decent amount,
we played like
a couple
per month for the next few months.
And
cool.
At this point, like, we have people come out to see us. We just over the weekend played at a Philly skate park, and some people came out to see us, and we got a lot of good feedback, and it was awesome.
But definitely COVID kind of helped us.
COVID helped us because like, now we have busy lives and a bunch of things.
We had time to develop ourselves.
Develop our sound and what we're doing, because we didn't have anything better to do in lockdown.
And I feel like so many people complained about lockdown, saying like, oh my gosh, we have like so many shows like canceled and like we can't see each other. But honestly, like, I'm glad we took advantage of the time, because we didn't really know anything else. So
and if we were just thrown into playing gigs, I feel like we wouldn't have like figured ourselves out. So we're actually very grateful for COVID time.
That's like that's one of like the good things about COVID. Like, you can expand your creativity and like do it feels right for your mind. So anyways, like, how did the name Froggy come up? Like, is that like a name you were trying to come up with names or something, and that's what fit?
Pretty much. I mean, we're just like throwing out names. It was Fiona that was like Froggy, and we're like, wait, hold up.
I said it as a joke because we're this whole like froggy chair thing.
The froggy chair thing. So we're like, Froggy.
It came from that.
And I was like, wait, hold up. And there's really no like big bands named Froggy. So I'm like, okay. We're like, all right.
If there were any others, we're bigger than them now. The only one we have to worry about is Froggy Fresh.
Froggy Fresh. The rapper.
It's fun. It's just like how Blink 182 wanted to be Blink, but they couldn't because that other Irish band, so they just added 182. We're just Froggy, so we're okay.
Yeah.
That's good. I mean, like, what inspired you guys to become a punk band? Because nowadays, like, I don't see punk bands anymore unless you go back in time. I mean, that's really cool. Like, what inspired? What were your music inspirations?
Well, I think when I started out asking people if they wanted to be in the band, I kind of specified who wants to be in a punk band because I was really feeling it at the time, and that's kind of the scene I really vibe with. So it started with that, but honestly, like the punk community and the Riot Girl community, which we also identify with.
Yeah.
I lost my
It's all good.
thought.
It's all good. Take a moment. If you
Yeah,
need to.
it's well, I personally, like, why I asked to like start a punk band was like I love the raw energy of punk, and I love the raw energy of Riot Girl, because punk's, it's not really about how good your music is, it's about the message and the energy, and that's what I love so much about it, and that's what we kind of fit with.
Yeah, we didn't really like label ourselves Riot Girl till a few months later when we started getting more into it and like knowing more people that were in that community, and that was really cool.
Yeah.
But honestly, for me, I just wanted to be in a band. Like, I don't even care about like we were in some like little cover band thing, but we weren't really doing anything at that point. So
Yeah.
And I was the same way. I've been in like a couple of bands that have jammed before and never really gone anywhere.
yeah.
I have one band where we just recorded a bunch of stuff, but it's just sitting on a computer.
Yeah.
But then, like, as somebody who is personally really involved in the music scene in our area in like the past, I saw a lot of like metalcore and pop punk bands like every single show. It'd be like metalcore, pop punk, and then maybe some girl with an acoustic guitar or a keyboard.
Yeah.
And I was frankly like, I love all the pop punk stuff, but I was sick of all the metal bands. Like I love metal. I don't want that to
Yeah. We
like,
all love metal.
it was just like every show, and there's a lot of non-feminism going on, which
Right, definitely.
I never really resonated with. I thought I did, but I was just trying to appeal to people.
Right.
And then so like being in like a punk band, as I grew up with punk and I didn't see a lot of punk, so I was just like, finally, like something different.
Yeah, exactly. And
no
like,
hate to the
like I said, I love metal. Metal's great, but like, you know, metal is like there's a lot of like anti-feminism that goes around, unfortunately, and like, you know, we kind of believe in like what we, you know, standing up for what we believe in. And also like metal, it feels like there's so much pressure to be like the best one, because if you suck, everyone's gonna hate you. However, punk is just like, it doesn't matter if you know, you kind of suck or your songs are simple songs. It's about, like I said before, the energy and the power, and that's what I care about more. And of course I care about writing good music and writing good solos, and I love writing, but I don't want it to be like a competition. I want it to be what I want and the message and the energy that I want.
Yeah, like I see bands post now, like specifically I saw one recently where they were just like, we're the best band in the world, and they had like 2 songs out. I just didn't really feel genuine, and in my opinion, if it's not like genuine and you don't really care about what you're doing, it's just like,
It's not good.
It's not worth it.
You don't want to listen to
and
it.
I like punk, like DIY stuff, because it's so authentic, and I see like the work that people put into that. So
Yeah.
That's really good. I mean, I'm glad you girls had like the passion to do what you want to do and express yourselves. And that's like, to me, that's personally the most important thing about music. It's like, it's willing to express yourself and share the message. And like, so speaking of messages, like what's like the main message you want to get out with your band?
Ooh, that's an interesting
I feel
one.
like, don't let men walk all over you.
That, and
Yeah.
be your authentic true self.
Be yourself.
Because there's a lot of
haters and fakers.
and like,
Yeah.
you know, it's you're your best self when you're just your authentic original self.
Yeah.
And as someone who's tried to conform to many different things, do a lot of things I didn't want to do, styles that I didn't fit, I feel best in my own skin, and I feel like that's kind of a reoccurring thing, doing what's best for you and being yourself, you know, as cheesy as it sounds, that's kind of what we're going
Yeah,
for.
like
Just
do whatever you want.
do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah, that's like I don't see a lot of elitists in this scene, which I really like, because I remember when I was really big into metal, I felt like certain pressure, like, oh, I'm not supposed to like this band.
Yeah,
Everybody loves
exactly.
them.
Or I'm not supposed to look this way or whatnot. Cause like I feel like, and this is kind of something that kind of fuels my writing. It's just like I used to try to be so many different people. I tried to do styles, like be more pretty than I dress more like, which is nothing wrong with it, but like dress a style that wasn't me in like 10th and 11th grade. And as I kind of began finding myself more in my senior year, I began just looking the way I just feel most comfortable in and how I've always wanted to be and act how I want to be. And that's really important. You think like being something else or to try and fit in like is right, it'll be more comfortable, but you know, once you're comfortable in your own skin, it's the best thing.
Yeah, that's really good. I mean, so like what was your like over like the punk, like where do you get your influences from, like in like for big bands? Did you get like Sex Pistols, Blink-182 and all that? Like tell us more about that.
Oh, I love Blink-182.
Yeah, but honestly, and this is like obviously we get that question a lot, like what's your inspiration, where does your writing style come from? Honestly, for all of us, we've been musicians for a long time. We've listened to music all across the board, and we've all come to the agreement that like every little bit of our musical background inspires us.
It's a mix.
It's a strong mix of everything: grunge, classic rock, punk rock, obviously. Like personally for me, I've found a lot of my inspirations coming from Alice in Chains, Lane Staley, Jerry Cantrell, and like my guitar and vocal style. I've also like a lot of my vocal style comes from Robert Plant and guitar Jimmy Page. So it's like everywhere, and I find myself writing things like very similar sounding to other bands. It's just everything we've ever listened to. We get told that we sound like Girlwood to like Fugazi,
Fugazi,
the Dead Milkmen. Just like a lot. And honestly, it's probably from that, because that's bands we've listened to and we just all like take pieces of it, and that's just us.
Somebody said we sounded like the Walmart version of Psycho Stick, and I didn't know. See, Psycho Stick is like this crazy experimental, like, weird Mr. Bumble type band. So I didn't know whether it'd be like complimented or offended. Like I like them, so I was like,
I mean, and that's probably like we just take every little bit of what we've ever listened and played to, and then that's just our style. Like we don't know what it is, it just comes out, and that's that.
That's awesome. That's the way to go, especially, I mean, and nothing wrong with experimental bands. I mean, I like Linkin Park, so so like when you guys first played your show back in October, how did you feel like after playing that first show? Like, did you feel excited? Were you happy? Were you like adrenaline rushing? Like, how did you feel?
I was like anxious.
Same. I was definitely really nervous about it.
And for us, we've done a lot of like music, whether it's like bands we've created or like music school stuff, music programs we participated. We've performed before. We've been performing for a few years now. But being in COVID, it's been a damn while since we played a show into that October. So of course I was like a little rusty. I always try to go for having some stage presence. It was kind of hard getting back in the groove of things and
playing originals.
Doing your own
stuff.
Because like we've all ever played covers in our music programs and stuff. So playing originals, it's like, oh shit, what are these people gonna think? Because like the audience, to be honest, were a lot of like middle-aged to older people, parents and stuff. It's like, what are they gonna think about my song about keying a car where I say a curse word every other word? Like, just a lot of anxiety with that.
People are always like, and they're like, nacho. And then we're like,
There weren't that
awesome.
many people. So that was good.
Yeah. So like how do you so like when going back to the lyric writing, I know you guys said you take pieces from every single band you've listened to. So like how do you describe your lyric writing? Like maybe tell us more about that.
Oh boy. So for me, because me and Brooke, we write the lyrics, and mainly we kind of have different writing styles.
Yeah.
Personally, for me, I like having deep meaning in my stuff. I like, because I like to cope with music, so I like to take deep meanings of stuff and dress it up so no one knows what it means, but I know what it means, and it's nice for me. And
I'm more shock factor.
yeah, she's more shock factor. She's
more poetic.
Yeah, more the silly, for lack of a better word.
Yeah.
Fun lyrics come from
Fun.
her, and more of the deep shit comes from me. But also at least for me, because I use lyric writing as a way to cope, it just hits me out of nowhere. Like it comes on impulse. I could be doing anything. I could be going to sleep. I could be taking a shower. I could be working. And all of a sudden I just think of these like lyrics that are just like good. I'm like, oh shit. And I have to try and write it down before I forget it, which unfortunately I've forgotten a lot of good stuff and I'm mad at myself for it. But it just kind of comes on impulse because I use writing and lyric writing as a way to cope. And so, like I said, I can never just like, if I plan to sit down and write lyrics, it never comes out smoothly or the way I want it. Mm-hmm. It always just hits me random, and I have to be ready for that. And that's where my best lyrics come out, when I'm like suddenly in the mood to do it.
Yeah. And I don't really write lyrics. That's not my thing, but they will just like sit down and do it. Like if we have a song idea, they'll just be like, let me like draft something real quick. And it's like crazy. It takes like 10 minutes.
Yeah. I remember when we were writing Living Full, you were like, opened her mouth.
Yeah.
And my mind went south.
Yeah. And we were like, oh my God.
We were like, write that down.
It just happened.
Yeah. And we have to be in the mood for it. Cause like I said, the best lyrics can come out in 10 minutes, or I can write absolute garbage in 2 hours and then ditch it later. It's all about the moment.
Mine's like if I'm feeling like extreme emotions, and I normally use humor to cope. So a lot of my songs that are secretly about heavy stuff, people are like, and I'm like, guess what?
Which is like another great way to cope and a great way to like get that shit out there.
7-Eleven nachos has no deep meaning.
Yeah, it's just about what it actually is.
Midwest Emo Scum though, people are always like, oh, like I love this song.
Yeah.
Like I hate men, and I'm like,
let me tell you a story.
And then like the new ones I'm working on.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of good stuff.
My new ones will be a little bit more straightforward because I'm kind of calling someone out, so I hope he hears it.
Yeah,
I love doing that.
I mean, that's the best way to do it. Just don't force it. Just let it flow. I mean, I was taught that by my audio teacher. So adding on to that, like when it comes to like the guitar playing and the drums, like how's it like how where do you find inspiration like to like to do to like find a perfect tune? Like is it just like trial and error and all that? So
it's a mixture of the way we write lyrics, out of impulse, out of strong emotion sometimes, and out of like the right mood. It's also trial and error because like guitar playing's a little more theoretic than lyric writing. So like we can sit down, we can start with a riff, and then we realize it sounds just like a song, or we just don't like it.
That's the
and
hardest part.
We just to fix it, do more stuff to it. So like trial and error until we find something that we really like. So it's kind of a mix of both, because sometimes I like to sit down and just do random shit on guitar, and I'm like, wait, hold up, that sounds good. Hence like out of impulse. But also I sit down and I try something, and it's trial and error.
So that's really good. I mean, it's just like get it till you get it right. And so like I remember you guys like going back. I remember you guys like mentioned that you were very nervous for your first gig. So like when you came to like you playing again, like how do you like less nervous, less stage fright? Like tell us more about that, how that went.
Well, our second one was a lot longer and it was a lot colder outside.
Yeah, it was a Halloween party, once again, a socially distanced outside. Everyone wore masks. Halloween party, and it was also so cold.
It must have been like 25.
Yeah, my fingers were freezing. So, and honestly, for me, it all depends about the situation, where we're playing, who's there, how many people are there, what's gonna come out of it.
Yeah, I liked our set a lot better, I think.
Yeah, and also our set, like if it's something like I feel like I'm not prepared for, which has been a few times, you know, maybe I'm like really busy and I didn't nail the stuff I wanted to nail, and I feel like I did horrible. It's many factors that kind of determines my anxiety on it. Like maybe like someone that I don't really like's gonna be there, so it's like, oh god, that, you know. And like of course, like it's always good to like not care about anything, and I try to do that, but you know, I'm still working on myself, so if there's someone that I don't like at my gig, of course that's going to give me anxiety, which is something I'm trying to work on. But like, so like, yeah, like a small show where someone I don't like is there and I feel like I'm not prepared and I'm stressed about other things, I might have a little more stage fright for. But something I'm really confident for and I've prepared for, and maybe everyone there I don't know, which is a good thing, you know, or, you know, just many factors. But I always try to strive for my best and not care what the people think.
Right. Oh, I'm waiting for the day that the dude Midwest Emo Scum is about shows up to our gig, because he had asked me when the EP came out, and I was like, oh yeah, here it is, like take a listen. And he was like, OMG, sounds great. And then I was like, it's really obvious that it's about him. It is. Like, if you were like in the situation, like there's no way he doesn't know.
It'd be funny if he like watched this and like heard that and
he'd be like, oh my god, is it about me? Like, no,
I hope he knows. I don't.
He's gotta know.
And he's like, you guys rock, and I'm like,
okay,
thanks. Thanks, buddy. Thanks.
But anyways, I think our recent gigs, we just so much more like prepared, and we know our stuff.
We had more fun.
We like we like get it now, how to like play live together,
because like I said, we used to do it a lot, then COVID, and then getting back into it was a little bit challenging, especially playing original stuff and being an original band. But now we're getting the swing of it, so it's been better.
Yeah, doing all covers is like being a robot, and then when you start playing original stuff, you're like, I feel like AI instead of a robot.
I agree with the covers. I mean, there's some cover bands I like, but it really depends on the cover band. I mean, for most part, I just like listening to original stuff because it's original and you're not like copying anyone. So speaking of the EP, like how did that go? How did it go when you guys were first recording it?
Oh, so the EP, like it originally was supposed to be an album and we were planning on it, but once September hit and we all started working, we all started school, being busy, and then especially since like we had all that free time in COVID, so adjusting back to like a normal routine and schedule, plus balancing Froggy, which we've never done before, it was very, very chaotic and unorganized at first. So when, like I said, originally planning an album, but then we're like, man, everything's all over the place, but we still want to do this. Let's start with an EP. And writing stuff was, like I said, it hadn't really come naturally, but it was hard to sit down and like arrange everything and do everything and have Froggy practices. So after I'd say a month or two of doing that, we finally got a few songs together that would be good for an EP, and we recorded it with our buddy Adam. That's where we go, in his basement. On a cold winter day, 2 winter days.
We got tacos.
We got tacos.
Nothing wrong with tacos.
But it was like, totally chill and stuff. We weren't like paying by the hour or anything.
Because he does it to like learn and like
he's very humble.
He's very humble and he's our bestie.
So
I think give him a little bit of money.
Oh, yeah, we
and then
did
a
force-
tiny plastic monkey.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
gave him money because he was like, no, I don't want anything. And we're like, no,
Aw.
we're
I was
gonna
like-
pay you.
I was like, come on, there's a surprise. Just a
Yeah.
little monkey.
Yeah. But it was super fun. So
Yeah, and like learning how to, because we have people and resources that put out albums and music and stuff, and coordinating that with what other people, to just give the best promotion. And then
Right.
we put it out on Valentine's Day. We thought that was a great day. We took promo photos and it was great. And
yeah.
it was
It was
a
pretty good.
very bittersweet time for me for like putting that out, because we we put out this like what I described as like, this is our baby, like we made this.
Yeah.
It was like on that level. And also like the day we put it out, Mike Ferret, that's been with us for 7 years, passed away. So like I kind of
sorry.
yeah, it's okay. I kind of associate with that. It's like, I did this for her because it was, and like I don't know how much time we have, but I'll go into that a little more if you want me. Because like I said,
we have about like 6 minutes left, so you're good.
okay. Well, the EP being my baby and my ferret Misty being my baby, she started having issues, adrenal disease, stuff where she was having seizures constantly for like a year, and being an old animal, like we couldn't really do surgery, so we just had to help her through it. And my mom had to do a business trip up in New York for a long time, and she'd be gone for like weeks. So I was the one to take care of Misty. She couldn't walk for a little bit. She couldn't like use the bathroom on her own. It was a lot, and it was like having another child. So like I said, it was a very bittersweet time when I lost my child, and then having the album,
Rebirth.
it's
Yeah.
rebirth. It was a very bittersweet time, and I was like, you know what, I did good. I did this for her.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's like losing a fur baby. It's devastating.
Yeah.
I lost a Dalmatian long ago because he had cancer and all that. It was just, I was crying when
Yeah.
I put him down.
I'm
All
sorry
right,
to hear about that.
So last question, and this is the one I want to hear from you guys. Where do you see yourself, and what advice would you give to like the audience out there who are like determined to start a band and whatnot?
I love that question.
Yeah.
Because like obviously we get it a lot, and
Yeah.
it makes me happy that like that people like look up and like want to ask that question to us. Honestly, and we all say this, just fucking go for it. Like,
Yeah.
what's stopping you? Like, yeah, maybe you can't play an instrument well
Doesn't matter.
or at all. So what? Just start learning it. Do what you want.
Mess around.
Music, it doesn't have rules, and like technically it does have rules, but you don't need rules, especially if you're going for like the punk genre.
Yeah.
Just do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah.
Try whatever you want and go for it. And
Don't worry about how you sound.
don't worry about how you sound. It depends on like how you feel.
Yeah.
And if you're worried about finding other people, then obviously it doesn't matter the talent. Find someone who's committed and has the same like motives as you for music.
Yeah.
Just go for it. Like, it's trial and error. It feels like the slowest process in the beginning. Like, trust us, we know it feels like you're not going to get anywhere, but you're not going to get anywhere if you fucking give up. So just keep going.
We weren't expecting to get like this much.
We weren't.
like,
And
following.
like, of course, like starting in April of last year, it's been it feels like a longer time, but we got where we are now, and who knows where we'll go.
I want to
And-
go to Japan.
Yeah.
I love Japan, so nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, just long story short, fucking do it. What's stopping you? Who cares what other people think? Just fucking do it.
Yeah, I've had people tell me like, but I don't know anyone, like blah blah blah. Like nobody wants to do it. I'm like, so what?
Do
Like,
it yourself.
Do it yourself, or just keep looking. Because like I said, if you give up, then you're obviously not going to find anything or anyone.
Yeah, I'm just like, ever heard of Kurt Weill? He does it all himself.
Yeah, there's many people who do it themselves, so just fucking do it.
Of course. Yeah, anyways, time is running out. We have about 2 minutes left. And
Nice.
thank you, girls, so much for taking
Of
your
course.
time out of your busy schedule for being here on Shiningbind Band Talk. Guys, be sure to follow Froggy the Band and be sure to check out their music. And
All right.
thank you. Love and peace and rock and roll.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.